On July 20th, 2023, officers from the Riverview Police Department and the Lakewood Township Police Department responded to reports of a hit-and-run injury accident in Riverview, Ohio. Witnesses claimed they saw two adult males, one adult female, and a baby flee the scene. The female was described as wearing a red top with her hair in a bun. While officers searched the area for the suspects, Officer Daniel Harper of the Lakewood Township Police Department stopped by a nearby casual dining restaurant to check for anyone matching the description. Inside, he observed Marcus Reed, Tanya Lewis, and their one-year-old son seated at a table. Officer Harper noted that the family already had empty drink glasses on their table, indicating they had been seated, served, and present for some time. Based on this observation, he concluded they were unlikely to be involved in the hit-and-run and left the restaurant to continue the search. Shortly after Officer Harper departed, a restaurant employee contacted dispatch stating that the couple appeared nervous during the officer's presence and requested their food to go after he left. Based on that call, officers Eric Dawson and Luke Bennett returned to the restaurant to investigate further. The interaction that followed was captured on body-worn cameras. "Hey, were you guys just involved in an accident?" "No, we've been here the whole time." "How long have you been here?" "About an hour and 45 minutes. Despite Officer Harper repeatedly informing the responding officers that the couple had already been inside the restaurant when he initially checked, and that the empty drink glasses confirmed this, Officers Dawson and Bennett continued treating the family as suspects. The officers claimed that witnesses described a woman in red with a baby, and although Ms. Lewis was wearing white, her hair was in a bun, and Mr. Reed was wearing red shorts, creating a partial overlap with the description. Mr. Reed attempted to take his child to the restroom to change his diaper. Officers stopped him and told him he was being detained. As discussed many times on this channel, officers may not detain an individual without reasonable, articulable suspicion that they are involved in criminal activity. While general descriptions combined with proximity can sometimes justify a brief detention, that justification evaporates once exculpatory evidence is discovered. Here, Officer Harper's observations should have immediately dispelled any reasonable suspicion. The Seventh Circuit has repeatedly held that a Terry stop must end once its purpose has been resolved. Despite this, officers escalated the situation. When Mr. Reed objected to being detained, officers forcibly took him to the ground. Officer Dawson struck him multiple times in an attempt to gain compliance. Meanwhile, officers ordered Ms. Lewis to place her hands behind her back. After witnessing the struggle involving her partner and child, she physically resisted, and Officer Bennett deployed pepper spray against her. Under the Fourth Amendment, use of force is evaluated under the objective reasonableness standard established in Graham v. Connor. Courts consider the severity of the suspected offense, whether the individual posed an immediate threat, and whether the individual actively resisted or attempted to flee. Although courts may permit physical strikes or chemical spray during active resistance, any analysis must also consider the strong exculpatory evidence known to the officers at the time, evidence indicating that the family was not involved in the hit-and-run. Both Mr. Reed and Ms. Lewis were arrested and charged with resisting and disorderly conduct, with Ms. Lewis also facing a minor possession charge. However, under state law, resisting charges require that officers be acting with lawful authority. If a detention lacks reasonable suspicion, the legal foundation for resisting charges collapses. As public scrutiny grew, the Riverview Police Department conducted an internal review and publicly defended the officers' actions. However, an external agency review later found multiple policy violations. Officer Dawson received a 4-day suspension for failing to reassess his use of force and for incomplete reporting. Officer Bennett received a 10-day suspension for failing to decontaminate Ms. Lewis after pepper spray use and for unprofessional conduct, though the use of spray itself was deemed justified under department policy. Both officers were assigned additional training. On December 20, 2023, all criminal charges against the couple were dismissed at the request of prosecutors. Several months later, Ms. Lewis filed a federal civil rights lawsuit on behalf of herself and her child, alleging unlawful detention, excessive force, malicious prosecution, and discriminatory treatment by both law enforcement and the restaurant involved. That case remains pending. Overall, the officers involved receive a failing grade for their handling of this encounter. They failed to conduct even the most basic investigative steps, ignored exculpatory evidence from a fellow officer, escalated unnecessarily, and relied on force instead of investigation. This incident highlights how quickly uncertainty can be transformed into constitutional violations when officers abandon investigative standards in favor of control tactics. While the family's resistance increased risk and legal exposure, something we strongly caution against, the underlying cause of this encounter was a failure of policing, not criminal conduct by the citizens involved. Justice is best pursued in the courtroom, not on the roadside or restaurant floor. And in this case, the courtroom ultimately confirmed what should have been obvious from the beginning. Let us know in the comments if there's another body cam incident or legal topic you'd like us to cover. Thanks for watching.